Hello everyone and welcome to Season 3 of the Malamar Games. For those that may not know what the Malamar Games is, it is a league filled with content creators where we battle each other in wild, wacky formats every single week. For example, this week is going to be mono weakness policy, which is always a good time. But we'll get into that in a second. More importantly, this week we are up versus Sempra, and you guys cannot tell me that the pairings randomly randomized to me being versus Sempra week 1, which is a 2023 Vancouver Regionals final rematch. There's no way you can tell me that's random. Regardless though, Sempra has been putting out a ton of great content as of late, so definitely be sure to check them out. But more importantly, weakness policy, what format are we playing here? Like I said, all weakness policies, but in a Regulation A++ format, which is a lot more complicated than it really needs to. It sounds a lot more complicated than it really needs to be. I'll leave the list somewhere up here as to what's legal. But basically, anything that would have been allowed in Regulation A had Regulation A been played today. So something like all the starters from Blueberry Academy, those are going to be legal. But stuff like the Landers and the Tornadoes that came in via home transfer are not going to be legal, because they are legendaries, and legendaries wouldn't have been allowed in Regulation A. Long story short, long complicated list for nothing. It was on the screen here. It'll probably be down below as well for you guys if you really wanted to take a full in-depth look at what the format is. But of course, let's jump into this game because I am super hyped. All weakness policies, Vancouver 2023 rematch. Let's go check it out. We are into team preview here, and I already don't like it, guys, okay? Yes, I know. I brought that Tatsugiri Dondozo. Everybody's going to question me. It is mono weakness policy. Okay, so my thought process was having something that can ignore all those boosts and still be my crucial piece to the game just made sense. So that's why there's a Dozo here, right? I'm going to try not to use it, but if I need to use it, I am not losing, okay? I have no intentions of losing. Oh, I mean, I might. I'm probably going to get cooked. Let's be real. I am not the better player here, but we're going to find out. But I see that we both decided Amoonguss Instant Palafin was the cycle core. I do wonder if they opted for the Haze Palafin or the Clear Smog Amoonguss, both of which are things that, one, I did consider bringing, and I did actually bring Clear Smog on my Amoonguss. So I don't necessarily know how I want to approach this, because I don't love Dozo Tatsu, but I also don't know if I can outcycle this. I'm gonna try to outcycle this, but with the King Gambit there, it's gonna be very, very difficult. I also can't lower the King Gambit. I might have to go Dozo. Alright, we're gonna go Palafin. Amoonguss I think is just a good lead, and then I can switch that out into like a Giri Dozo. And I think that's an interesting concept. I don't know if I like it, but it's a concept that I do not hate. I really wish I would have brought King Gambit to this now. Looking back, I really, really wish I would have brought King Gambit to this. Just because I don't get it. There's not a lot of time, you get to bring King Gambit to things. So, would have been nice to get to use King Gambit again. But for right now, I guess we're stuck with Dondozo Tatsugiri. We'll try to instant Palafin. Okay. The good news is I can spore everything because nothing has safety goggles. And also, nothing is Terra Grass. So I'm just going to be clicking spore. I might just click Wave Crash into the instant. Like, I know it's weird. I probably shouldn't. But like, Amoonguss is hitting the board from their end, right? Surely Amoonguss is hitting the board on their side of the field. I think I just regularly go into Dozo and I put the instant to sleep. And then next turn I pressure, either I switch into Tatsu or I don't. I think that's a fair play. Also, I am the worst Dondozo player in the world. But we're going to try it. So that Palafin should be switching out. My guess is going to be Amoonguss on their end. So I just want to have my Palafin ready to go and set up for future reference. See if we can actually make that happen or not. There is their Palafin gone. Both of us are going to have our Palafins for that late game. Cue their... Oh, it's a Bax Caliber coming in. I was expecting Amoonguss in that slot. Okay. Absolutely no complaints, and I'm actually in a position now where they have to start respecting my Dondozo. Now the question is, I'm still a little scared of Haze on their Palafin. Haze on Palafin would be very, very problematic. I think what I want to do is I'm just going to send a regular old Wave Crash and a Spore into the... Actually, I might just start dropping Toxics. The problem is, do I want a Terra? I don't think there's a reason to Terra anything else, so I think I'm okay with this. And then I think I Toxic the Baxcalibur, and then I cycle into something that beats Dondozo. I like that, or something to help enable the Dondozo. Palafin hitting the board. Amoonguss hitting the board. Okay, so we get to see their entire team. I'm fine with that. But at this point, we should be okay, right? Amoonguss is here. We're gaming. It's a little bit of an early Terra from my end, a lot earlier than I would have liked. But my concept here is that if I can get Toxic going up, Toxic just puts on so much pressure. That's a good protect. There's got to be Spore or Clear Smog or something from this Amoonguss, right? Here's a Wave Crash. I'll take a little bit of tip. I mean, I'm not going to leave it on the board, and this Terra now looks incredibly, incredibly bad. I'm more concerned about... Excuse me. I'm more concerned about Clear Smog than I am anything else. I have Rest Sleep Talk on this Dondozo. I figured Amoonguss was going to be a pretty common pick. I figured let's make sure we have something to counter that, and if it's weakness policy and I'm ignoring their weakness policies, I can just heal on up and go from there. I think I do want to get my play active. I think it's still in my best interest to drop an Earthquake and get Tatsugiri on the board. If they are Clear Smog, it becomes a little bit problematic. But at the end of the day, I'm still dropping Earthquakes. I'm still putting out pressure onto the board. The Amoonguss has been tipped, and if they try to go for the Spore play, because they see that, they know it's closed team sheets, but open Terra types, which is a little weird. So we get the nice little boost here, and Earthquake's going to start adding up on some damage here. Nothing crazy, of course, but damage is damage and always will be damage. We don't have to worry about anything like a Citrus Berry here. We get to just spread damage, and if they fall for the bait or they worry where I'm going with my attack, this is all in all very, very good. We're going to get to see their Terra here on their Baxcalibur. It's going to be Poison. So very happy I decided to opt for the Earthquake here. And we should outpace the Baxcalibur as well. So this is actually a pretty good turn. Like I said, my biggest concern is something along the lines of a Clear Smog. Right? Clear Smog Amoonguss is the scary part. Maybe I should have been Terra Poison Dondozo for... Well, no, or Steel Dondozo. I guess Steel Dondozo would have done that, right? Yeah, it should have been Terra Steel. Glaive Rush coming on out. I'm going to miss the Tatsugiri, and they do just Spore. So now the best part about this is I get to click Sleep Talk. And if Sleep Talk rolls Earthquake, I cook. Like, if Sleep Talk rolls Earthquake here, we absolutely cook. Dondozo is fast asleep. That is fine. I'm fine with watching a Wave Crash too. There's our Sleep Talk. As long as I don't roll Rest, I'm happy. As I say that, I immediately roll Rest, which is very, very disappointing. Go ahead and Glaive Rush me. That's all good. A little bit more damage than I would have liked there. But there's their Pollen Puff to heal themselves up. Yeah, so not the greatest spot to be in, but now they kind of have to protect. I'm going to gamble on the fact that I'm not going to wake up here, and I'm going to roll the Sleep Talk dice roll again. But I think I got this Dondozo on the board a little earlier than I would have necessarily liked. Watch, I'm going to wake up, and it's going to be absolute sadness. Instance should cycle in. What's Palafin? So I wonder if they are Haze. This cycle in should reveal that they're Haze. We'll see if I can wake up here though, because if I can wake up, it's not too bad. Actually, I'd rather stay asleep, right? Because I click Sleep Talk. Yeah, stay asleep. Never lucky. Never lucky, unfortunate. Okay, so it's not too bad. Like, I Sleep Talked and I rolled Rest. Like, that's just a little unfortunate, but I'm running Sleep Talk Dondozo. I can't get too mad about that. At this point, I'm just going to drop an Earthquake. I want my damage out because they're going to click Haze. There's no world in which my opinion thinks that they're not going to click Haze here. Palafin's hitting the board. It's actually Amoonguss coming back in, so they're going to get hit with an immediate Earthquake here. I am fine with that. The problem is they're just going to start cycling into Instant at some point. The question is, are they hazing first? Or are they going to hate? There's the Haze. I almost brought Haze Palafin. I probably should have brought Haze Palafin. And now we're in a spot where I don't really think I care about keeping this Dondozo alive. So I'm just going to... I might actually send a Wave Crash into this Amoonguss. Yeah. That's fine. They're going to put me back to sleep or heal themselves back up. That's fine. I could have Earthquake there, but I just think getting Wave Crash damage off is still consistent. We see that my Palafin's also faster from earlier on, so I still have my Palafin pretty well set up for this endgame, and it's the Amoonguss is the piece that I want to get rid of, right? So I'm very content just to send Wave Crashes over there if they let me. And I mean, I think I Earthquake this time because I still think Amoonguss is inclined to switch out to some extent. I'm still under the impression that Amoonguss is inclined to want to switch. I can't rest. I'm going to send another Wave Crash. If the Amoonguss stays in and doesn't switch, they're very, very low anyways. So I think I'm okay dropping the Wave Crash here. They could bring in Instant and just eat the -1 Wave Crash. They could bring in Baxcalibur, but I have a Palafin pretty well set up. Yeah, there's their switch out. So this Wave Crash is going to go neutral. It should be Bax. They shouldn't be hard pivoting Instant yet. That would have been a very weird Incineroar cycle. But I have the a slight advantage with Wave Crash or with Bulk Up on my Palafin. Dozo's going to eat that. Wave Crash is going to take me out now, which I'm fine with. And now I can get the Bulk Up off for a turn before they haze. And I think that we see that my Palafin was faster. This should take me down. I'm fine with that. Because now Tatsugiri also starts putting on pressure. I think it's supposed to be my Palafin. It should be Amoonguss first. But I think it's supposed to be Palafin. Because if I bring in Amoonguss first, they cycle in their Amoonguss. And my Amoonguss is already at a disadvantage. So I think I definitely want to try and get a Bulk Up off here. If they let me. I don't think they're ever going to haze this turn. And I think I drop a... I think I have to Dragon Pulse and hope that I can kill the Baxcalibur. They might protect, but I think sending this damage is my most important piece. So let's try to get some damage out. Get rid of Bax and I'll deal with their Palafin later. Like I'll send a double up into their Palafin next turn and we should be alright. I opted for a faster Palafin because the whole concept was I was going to switch out early on anyways. So it felt fine to be a little bit of a faster Palafin, and hopefully here it ends up working out for me. To a spot where next turn they might be inclined to click Haze. There's their Palafin cycling out, meaning there's no Haze on board, and I get a free Bulk Up here. That's fine. They're going to bring in the Intimidate. It's not going to save them here. Is it a Protect? If it's a Protect, they double launch into the Baxcalibur next turn. Oh, this is a Dragon Pulse into Amoonguss. This is really good. Like, this is really good. Like, yeah, they have a good chunk of health, but Dragon Pulse, Amoonguss isn't going to appreciate it. There's a free Bulk Up, so we're back to +1. +1 defense, but neutral on our attack. So, not the... Yeah, that feels okay. That being a 2-shot's really, really good. I think I'm just doubling Amoonguss, and I'm going to say click 1 to protect. Like... They click 1 to fake out, and the other one's going to get launching an attack off here, and I'll be very happy with that. They're going to try and cycle around. I can't see them losing their Amoonguss this quickly. But if I punish a switch in with a Wave Crash and a Dragon Pulse, I'm very content at punishing that. So I have to watch out for Haze Palafin. Other than that, my Dozo's in a pretty good spot. There's the fake out. Like I said, they have to pick one. They can go ahead and do so. Wave Crash, neutral. Should be removing Amoonguss from here. We've seen it. I was a Palance player back in Regulation B, so we're chill. We're chill. I know that, Calc. Tatsugiri can flinch. That's fine. I have no complaints. We're in a very good spot. They don't really have a cycle into a Wave Crash for that instant. And here's the Baxcalibur. So unless they're like crazy fast Baxcalibur, I am very content launching a Wave Crash over here into the instant, and I will just Dragon Pulse into the Baxcalibur every day of the week. Yep. And that's fine. My Wave Crash goes out. Should remove the instant. I'm neutral. I can't see Incineroar surviving this. Like, I'm a Palafin. This thing should go down every day of the week. Beautiful. And that free Bulk Up is looking better and better and better. So, still not, like, in the clear as of yet. I love how this whole format was policies. And not a single weakness policy has been procced yet. I just want to point that out. Not a single weakness policy has been procced. Palafin hits the board, that's fine. Like I said, they can go ahead. I'm doubling Baxcalibur here. I see no real reason not to. Once again, just a Wave Crash and a Dragon Pulse here. Make sure I get this Baxcalibur. Wave Crash is going to get rid of it, that's fine. We also get to see the speed tiers of the Tatsugiri Palafin now. And I'm pretty chill with regardless of whatever the speed tiers are. Both are very good knowledge for me. I'd imagine my Tatsu's just faster. Yep. Tatsu is going to just be faster. We're going to get a nice little Dragon Pulse. That's good damage. Thank you, Tatsugiri. Wave Crash. I'm losing my Palafin. I am not losing my Palafin. But this is Jet Punch, Dragon Pulse. They can never win. This just guarantees a little bit of extra chip. Puts it in Dragon Pulse range. Yeah. Perfect. So we'll get game 2 for you guys. Okay, so going into game 2, I'm under the impression that I feel like they're not going to sit there and try to cycle around. I seem to be finding a way to put offense onto the board. I'm tempted to bench the Tatsugiri Dondozo, but I feel like at the same time that Tatsugiri Dondozo actually helped me in a way because it just allowed me to chip everything down. Palafin, Tatsugiri were left on the board and everything was low. It was free kills left and right, right? So I don't hate the fact that I'd have Tatsugiri Dondozo again. My problem there would be the haze, right? I need to find a way to get to a spot where they can't cycle in haze. And I don't think they're adjusting with King Gambit. So I wonder if I can get aggressive with a Goldango and like just hard lead Goldango Incineroar. Say they're not bringing King Gambit and then I can have Palafin Amoonguss in the back. I just don't know if that's good. I think I do want to bring Goldango. I think I go Goldango Palafin with Amoonguss and... No, it's not Amoonguss. I think the game's trying to tell me I need to bring Incineroar. Right, if I do this and then I could just bring regular Tatsu. And I don't hate regular Tatsu here. It does a lot. It puts on pressure into... I actually like this concept a lot. It's a good mix-up for game 2. I think they're going to try and adapt and they're going to try and preserve their pieces a little bit better. Now that I've revealed Sleep Talk as well, I'm not going to have that turn where they're going to spore my Dozo. They're going to try and pivot. If they're pivoting around Dozo, they're pivoting around Dozo to a spot where they're going to go for the haze as opposed to the spore. And because of that, I feel like they're going to be a little bit more ready for that. I'll bring it back in game 3 if I have to. It's just something they always have to be ready for, and because of that, I feel very happy with it. There's the Bax Palafin, and here's my Goldango, which is exactly why I wanted to lead Goldango here. I am very, very tempted to click Wave Crash with Baby Dolphin into their Palafin. I'm going to do it. Show me the instant. Because they want the Palafin off the field. I want my Palafin off the field. I pretty much made a living off of this. Clicking Wave Crash with Baby Dolphin back in Regulation B or C. I think it was C, right? Palance with Rake C. I don't know. Either way, we might both stay in. I love how we did just say both of us are on the field here. Neither of us are switching. Let's just stay on and send Wave Crashes. Oh, they're carrying. They're committing. Okay, so they're going to try to get rid of Goldango here. I was expecting this to be the other way. This is going to be Protect on... Oh, no Protect. So I'm getting a free... I wonder if they were calling a Make It Rain. So I'm going to get a... if they were calling a Nasty Plot. So I'm just going to get a free Make It Rain. Or do they live? They are going to live. So I'm going to give them that policy. Not ideal by any means here. But... I think I'm okay with the damage output there. I'm curious as to what the Baxcalibur is clicking. A Dragon Dance could be very rough. But there's their Wave Crash. That's fine. Into Goldango. I shouldn't be dying. Yeah. It's Baby Dolphin. It's not going to do too much. I have weakened everything. As they do just Glaive Rush, I am going to lose this piece. I'm honestly fine with that. That doesn't seem too bad because we know my Tatsugiri is faster. Their Baby Dolphin still has to pivot off the field. If they are Ice Shard, I don't think a +2 Ice Shard is killing a Tatsugiri. I know it's not like the most defensive piece in the world, but it's an Ice Shard. So... I'm going to get Palafin off the board here, I think. And I think I'm just going to... The Dragon Pulse to Bax, and I think I just cycle in Amoonguss. They're not going to Ice Move my Palafin slot. If they do, they got me. I could see them maybe trying for like a Jet Punch Ice Shard if they think that's ever going to pick up the KO. But I think the most consistent play they can make is like swap into Amoonguss and Protect. As I think the line that they should be trying to make here. Palafin, of course, on my end, going to pivot on out. The thing is, like, they should always be protecting their backs here. Like, I have 2 faster pieces than their Baxcalibur, right? I can't see them leaving the Baxcalibur to go down unless they're just saying, I don't need it, we're going to Ice Shard. Amoonguss hits the board, that's fine. And they are going to go for that +2 Ice Shard. Tatsugiri is indeed going to survive. Dragon Pulse, we are going to remove this Excalibur. And that's a very good turn. Biggest concern now is going to be getting through their Amoonguss. Palafin hits the board. I'm going to put it to sleep. I mean, they're Terra Watered, but like I can only do so much. They're going to Jet Punch this slot. I have to just let them do it. I can't switch anything in. They're going to Pollen Puff right now. I'm going to put them to sleep, and then that should give me free Terra Grass bulk ups. And then I'm the faster Palafin, and that should win me the game. I Dragon Pulse if they give it to me. I don't think they will. And then I go Spore into the Palafin as well. Oh, that's a good protect. So what is the Amoonguss going for? Oh, they're going to try and catch me switching then? Is that what their concept is? Who's the faster Amoonguss? That's the important part here. Opposing Amoonguss goes Spore. So are they faster, or did I just miss my Amoonguss's attack? I have the faster Amoonguss. So I really wish I had a way to kill this Palafin. I don't think I think they're more inclined to click bulk up here. I think not bulk up. I think they're inclined to click Pollen Puff here. I don't think they're gonna Spore again. It's probably better for me to just leave Tatsugiri on the board, but keeping Tatsugiri in the back allows me to re-heal up my Amoonguss, which I think is a very important piece. So this should just be a Pollen Puff and a Wave Crash. And if they hit the Wave Crash into, I was kind of hoping they'd hit it into my Palafin because it would do more damage, but this is okay. There's a Spore, they take a nap. That's the one thing, Amoonguss is broken. No one has goggles, right? In all policy, nobody has goggles, so like, there's the Pollen Puff. And they're guaranteed to turn asleep here, so I'm gonna go for the, I have Terra Grass. They know I have Terra Grass. I think I'm going to go for it anyways. It's still in my best interest. There's a bulk up. And my only attacking move is Clear Smog, so we're going to send that into Palafin. Just for damage purposes. If they have an instant in the back, they've got the instant in the back and they're going to start the cycle. That's fine. But I think as a whole, I'm kind of okay. So no switch in. That's fine. This is going to be a relatively free bulk up. And a little bit of chip into their Palafin with a Clear Smog. And then we get to click Pollen Puff into ourselves and drop a +1 Wave Crash into their Palafin slot. I think that's how I'm supposed to line this up. Because they'll Pollen Puff here. They know I'm Terra Grass. We should be perfectly fine to really understand that they're going to heal themselves. That works too. That is always a very good call. I have no complaints about that. Free Clear Smog for me though. And they're going to try and click Haze. So I'm just going to start putting pressure on right now at +1 with Palafin. Drop the Wave Crash. I wonder if I'm supposed to ignore their Palafin, but I think I'd rather get the damage off and then... Right, I can't heal myself. I am not that smart. Okay, so that's actually going to be really problematic then. And I'm going to clear, so I'm going to double this Palafin. I need it to stay asleep. +1 Wave Crash is going to do numbers. Yeah, that's good. I need them to stay asleep though. If they wake up and Haze, I'm in trouble. Okay, so they do stay asleep. Not being able to heal myself, no Pollen Puff here is going to be really, really problematic. I think it might be too much. It might be a spot where I just lose because of it. There's my policy though. Hold on. So now I get to launch a +3 Wave Crash into Amoonguss. And I have no choice. I have to just take that kill into Amoonguss or hope it gets the kill into the Amoonguss. Right? I have to get my damage off there. And then we hope that the Palafin stays asleep and I can get a Clear Smog. That's the line. Palafin is going to wake up. It might protect. Jet Punch. Hopefully no kill. Should I have redirected? I am alive with my Palafin. +3 Palafin from my end. Dropping the Wave Crash out into them. Not going to kill. Okay, yeah, this game's over. I will get game 3. But I figured they'd leverage Palafin. I'd like to see what's in their last. Yeah, this is me. This is a team building thing. Me not having Pollen Puff here and opting for Toxic is actually becoming problematic. They're not going to Side Puff though, so that's not too bad. Clear Smog. Yeah, no. Okay, I'm just gonna forfeit because I'm the slower Amoonguss. Because they should just Pollen Puff here, right? They're going to heal themselves, Jet Punch the Tatsugiri and heal themselves up. And I don't think I ever get out of that. If I have a chance, it's Muddy Water here and a Rage Powder. But the problem is I'm still asleep. Right? I need them to Wave Crash for no reason and then take themselves out. And then that gives me an opportunity. But they're always going to Jet Punch here, I'm pretty confident in. I'm guaranteed to sleep. They'll heal themselves. And my one line is Muddy Water, and that's what I'm trying to play for. Oh, that also is a guaranteed win content. They can more than welcome do that, and I will just forfeit. Now there's no point in playing this one out. I'll see you guys in game 3. Okay, so I didn't hate the Goldengo adjustment. I feel like I just needed to optimize it a little bit better. Like, I feel like if I lined the Goldengo back up, I'm still not in a bad spot. I think I like the concept of what I went for. I just think I need to be smarter about it. So I'm going to go back with it. If they bring the King Gambit, it's a good adaptation. But I can always cycle in Amoonguss. Palafin puts big pressure into King Gambit as well. So I think as a whole, I'm fine. Even if they do adapt with the King Gambit. But they may be a little bit reluctant to adapt with Gambit because they need both Amoonguss and Palafin to deal with Dondozo. So I feel like just the pressure of Dondozo here is hopefully going to carry me here. But maybe I'm supposed to just bring Dondozo. I'm not a Dondozo player, guys, okay? Maybe I was supposed to bring Dondozo. It worked game 1, right? Like, I just worry that they're going to cycle around with Haze a little bit better than they did here. So I think I just need to not let Goldengo die immediately. Might be a decent idea. Yeah, and they are going to cycle King Gambit instant. I'm fine with this. Like, it's not amazing by any means, but I'm in a position where I think as much as I don't want to sacrifice Amoonguss here, I think I can just, like, protect and get Amoonguss in. I worry about a Sword Dance, though. Once again, I don't know if I want to necessarily Terra this early. I'm going to Nasty Plot Wave Crash. I think they're inclined to just try to fake me out. Oh, they're going to call my Terra. I respect that play a lot. I'm going to get the Wave Crash going. Wave Crash into a little bit of chip for King Gambit. Nothing crazy. Next turn, this is going to give me a Nasty Plot for free. I worry that Kowtow Cleave is just going to come out here, though. Like, if they're going to fake out Kowtow, okay, perfect. That's what I was worried of, right? I wanted to try and capitalize for that position. This is going to be a problem now, though. So I need to switch this thing out. And if they call me out on that, I'm in trouble. Right? Like, I need Amoonguss onto the board. I think they're going to be mono dark. So I'm going to do this. And I am just going to drop the +2 Make It Rain. And I'm going to bring Amoonguss straight in. I think Protect and Cycle in Amoonguss is a very obvious play. Now, granted, it's probably my best play. But if they call me out on it, I do probably just lose. I also think they benched Palafin this time. Imagine if I would have led Dozo. Or like brought Dozo to this game, it would have gone crazy. But we're going to go Terra Fairy here. Like I said, I think they're going to be Swords Dance Double Dark. If they felt the need to click Fake Out to call my Terra last turn, I feel like they probably do not have access to the Steel move, which would be Iron Head in this case. But we're just going to drop a Make It Rain. The real question is, how much are they actually going to do? Are they going to call me out on it? Is the question. Like, are they going into Amoonguss? There's a Flare Blitz into Goldengo. I'll take it. Not well, but I will take it. They get a little bit of chip damage done to them as well. And they are going to Kowtow. That's going into the Amoonguss. And Amoonguss is very much so alive right now. And this is a very good spot for us. I don't know if the Make It Rain gets the kill. And I'm a little concerned about it. I'm in a really good spot. I just have to be smart. I don't love this play because it's giving up my Palafin. Yeah, no, okay. I'm just going to take my damage and then I should be fine. Yeah, I'm just going to take my damage. That's very fine, actually. Because if they're going to remove Amoonguss, this just lets me waltz in with Palafin again. I'm very fine with that turn. I respect the play because now they're trying to make the Make It Rain take less. But because I redirect here, this instant's taking me out. Unless they're smart enough to leave my Goldango on the field, which they definitely could be. Right? Are they just going to leave Goldango? Yeah, very good play. But I still have a neutral Goldango on the field, so I'm still not like completely upset. Once again, I think I'm just going to protect and probably just let Amoonguss go this time. Because then I'm getting what I want. I'm either going to get a Spore off, or I'm getting my Palafin onto the board. And if I can get my Palafin onto the board, I'm content. I'm concerned that they're gonna like set up with the Baxcalibur now too. But I think this is the right line that I have to play to here. There's their Terra. I'm fine seeing that. What is it? Yeah. Oh, okay. It's the Gambit. I was not ready for it to be the Gambit there. I'm gonna be honest. I was fully expecting this to be Baxcalibur. But what they're going to go is, they're going to go Ice Shard into Sucker Punch, I guess. Is what they're going to try to line up. Yeah, Ice Shard over there, that's fine. And I guess they don't need the Sucker Punch. They can either Sucker Punch or Kowtow, both of which are perfectly understandable. There's the Sucker. Okay, so that confirms their full moveset. And I bring in Palafin now, and I'm in a decent spot. It's just a matter of I've got to be not messed up. I got to call a Protect here, I think. Or I simply Shadow Ball the Baxcalibur, which I think I like a little bit more. And then I Jet Punch into King Gambit, right? I could hard call the Protect and click like a bulk up here and just like sweep this endgame. But that's a very spooky endgame if I try to make that play. I also don't know if this Jet Punch even gets the KO on King Gambit, which is a little spooky. Like, they can Protect and cycle in Amoonguss if they have something along those lines in the back. I can't see them dropping both Palafin and Amoonguss. Jet Punch does not get the Gambit. Sucker Punch, though, does go into Palafin, so that's okay. And Shadow Ball comes out into Baxcalibur here. We get to see where the Bax wants to approach. I'd imagine Icicle Crash. Yeah. Try to remove me. And it will. This is not a bad position. This is not a bad position. It's not a good position, but I don't think it's a horrible position. I really want to call King Gambit Protector switch. The problem is I don't know what I'd do if I make that call. Like, is it it's not going to be Palafin in the back. It's going to be Amoonguss. And that's the concerning part, right? Like, the concerning part here is they protect Baxcalibur and they bring in Amoonguss, and I'm just kind of cooked. But I think I don't really have a choice in the matter. I think because I have to respect it, right? Unless I think I can call them out on it. I'm gonna call them out on it. If I lose, I lose. I got the side wrong? It's Incineroar. Hold on. So did I just toss then? Wait, I knew it was Incineroar. Yeah, no, they still have 4 Mons. Okay, hold on. They still have 4 Mons, right? Okay, I don't feel as bad about that. I don't like my position, but I definitely don't feel as bad about that. I don't feel as bad about sending that play anymore. Yeah, I forgot they still had Instant Alive. Protect. I mean, it's probably just a free Swords Dance again from their end. But I think I kind of have to just send double Protect here. There's no reason for me not to. There's no reason for me to try and make that play that's going to, like, pull this game back from where we're at right now. Like, next turn I have a safe Muddy Water Jet Punch, and they have to switch something into that if they don't want their King Gambit to go down. Or the Incineroar just has to go down, which is also fine, right? So I think they're in their best interest to just let both go. They want a Amoonguss beside Baxcalibur. I don't know how they get to that line just yet, but that's the line they're going to try and set up. Right? They're going to try and get to a spot where Amoonguss is beside Baxcalibur, and I can't do much about that. Tatsugiri, please. This mon sucks. I guess I could have just Dragon Pulse, but I wanted to cover for a switch. I was trying to cover that like, oh, this King Gambit's going to cycle out, but now we kind of just get cooked. I'm surprised the parting shot is off the Palafin, though, and not off of this Tatsugiri. There's the Amoonguss. And now this game is officially over because they always just Sucker Punch the Tatsugiri, and I can never win because it's always redirect, Sucker Punch, Tatsu. I'm going to try and maybe see if I can finesse them, but like, we'll see. But this is just Rage Powder Sucker Punch makes so much sense here. I don't have my Terra available to me. This should be a clean pin. There's the Sucker. No Rage Powder? Huh. I should never be attacking here. But I also think I'm so far back that if they click... Like, they're clicking Sucker Punch. They click Sucker Punch Spore. And I don't win anymore. Do I need to go for the double? They should Sucker Punch Spore. Like, that pins me because if I go for the double, it only backfires if I get the double. And if I get the double, they're in a bad spot anyways. I'm going to go for the double. If they were going to give me a Muddy Water, well, then they would have given me a Muddy Water. I do get the double. So if we want to talk about maybe having a chance to pull this one back, I still do. Seriously? Oh, you know what they're going to go for? They're going to go... Oh, they do Sucker. Okay. I thought they were going to just kowtow the Palafin here. This isn't too bad because this should force a safe Rage Powder from their end. Meaning, once again, I can go for the triple. And they should Sucker Punch this time as well. I'm going to Muddy. Not Bulk Up, and I have to Jet Punch the Gambit here if I'm going to go for that play. That's fine. I like that play a ton from their end. Because they're just going to go for the safety spore now. Muddy Water, want to do something? Muddy Water, you want to do something? You actually hit this time. Act Drop? Not going to give me a chance. Just going to put my Tatsu to sleep. And now we're at a spot where they always just kowtow the Tatsugiri. If it's not Rage Powder kowtow Tatsugiri, I'm shocked. Tatsugiri's guaranteed to turn asleep. You redirect, you make sure. Yeah, so I'm going to bulk up and see if I can get a chance here. But it's always just Rage Powder kowtow when I lose. Took a little bit longer to get to this spot than I would have liked. I mean, we had to miss a Muddy Water for it, but the Muddy Water miss didn't matter. They got to this spot. I just couldn't get through it. Just the threat of Sucker Punch beside redirection was too much. Did I stay asleep again for 3 turns? Long story short, I shouldn't have deviated from Amoonguss. From Dozo. I had the call right with Dozo and I deviated. I had the call with Dozo. I deviated and I said, nah. That's okay. We got a long season ahead of us in the Malamar Games. We're doing this for fun and for the content anyways. And, you know, we'll tidy it up next week. But as always, guys, this is a creator league. So definitely make sure you're checking out Sempra's links. I will definitely leave them all down below for you guys. I've been putting out a lot of good YouTube content as of late. So definitely check that out. But with that, I'm going to get on out of here and I'll catch you all in a future video.